It is day 8 in the challenge, and I am currently at 43 pages. My goal last night was to get to 45, and I failed. But regardless, it was almost 1:30 in the morning, and I was supposed to work today. Didn't really do that. I slept in. But yeah. So tonight's goal is to make it all the way up to page 50, so that within 1 week I would be halfway done with the script. So I've got almost an hour of movie written. Mind you, it is very rough, and it's got a lot of rework to do, but I'm not doing any of that. As I've said earlier in my blog, I am not touching any of the script that I've already written until after I'm done. Something that I might not have emphasized on much is that I am also trying to get this done in 20 days. So day 8, almost 50 pages, got 12 more days. So we'll see if I can do that. It's kind of just a personal challenge, but we'll see. I'm kind of an overachiever. What can I say? This actually is the notebook that I use to write in. Don't know if you can see, but it is very well written in. I actually have marked 121, where is it? There it is, 121 pages that have been written in this. If you can see right here, I've got dialogue between 2 people, and I've also got a lot of random notes. I'm actually incredibly organized. It's just organized to my liking. And don't mind the bobby pins. The bobby pins are just to show where I am for the next scene that I'm supposed to actually type out. So this is just recent notes that I've written in and what I should do. But yeah, 121 pages of script, in here. Let's inform you about what has been going on with the story since yesterday. Last night I worked on the travel scene, I guess. Actually, let me pull it up at the moment. Okay. Yes, I worked on there was a scene between Charlotte and Danny. Charlotte actually is just, this is right after she's been approved of her pitch and that she's been hired to write this script that she's telling, which you don't get to know what the story is yet, and that's not until later. But, God, my hair is retarded. I apologize. So she just got her pitch approved by Mr. Mulligan, and he has hired her to write this script. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have the script already written, so she will be paid for it or something to that extent. But at the moment, so far, what I've written is just that the pitch has worked, and so she's been hired to write the script. So she's meeting Danny at the coffee shop, and they're having a conversation about it. She's about to burst with excitement. She's super just eager to tell him about what's going on, and he asks her what the story's about. Now, if you've read before, she doesn't ever get to tell him what the story's about, at least not yet, and that's what keeps Danny involved with the audience, in that nobody really knows what the story is about. And as I said in, I think, yesterday's blog, it's kind of as a to show that even she might not know what the story is. But for the most part, anyways, they're at the coffee shop. They are having a cup of coffee, talking about everything. What you'll understand is that the coffee shop becomes a recurring place that they meet, or that Charlotte goes to. But they're at the coffee shop. They're having a cup of coffee. Charlotte has just told Danny that she made the pitch and that she was hired, and he's super excited for her. And he's like, "Oh wait, you still haven't told me what your story's about." And just as she's about to tell him, she sees a cop writing a ticket for him outside. waiting for her outside. So she runs outside and she's like, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" And so the cop's like, "Oh, sorry, you're parked, or your meter has been expired," and blah 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 blah. And then Danny comes out and he's like, "I'm sorry, is there a problem here, sir?" And the cop recognizes Danny and he's like, "Oh, I'm very sorry, Mr. Dinskett. There's no problem here," and he just walks away. And so Charlotte's very kind of curious to why suddenly the cop responded like that to Danny. And of course, Danny is a lawyer in Los Angeles, and the connection between him and the cop is that he helped bail out his brother, the cop's brother, from a attempted murder case. And so Charlotte goes to, or she's very confused with what just happened. She invites Danny to, kind of out of nowhere, to travel with her in the next month, to go to London, because in the coffee shop she's asked Danny if he could go any place in the world, where would it be? And his place was London, because Danny has a strange fascination with bridges, which hasn't really been established yet, but in the rewrite, or maybe when I find the time to go back and do it, Daniel has a fascination with bridges, and they're very interesting to him. So top place on his places to visit is London, because he has a fascination with the London Tower Bridge. And so she invites him. She's like, "Hey, so you want to go with me to London next month?" And he's like, "Definitely." So the next scene is they're on the plane, they're flying, whatever, they land, they're in London. And right now they have just walked into their hotel. It's a one-bed hotel, but Danny sleeps on the floor. Nothing happens. There's no connection. They are strictly platonical friends. And so Danny and Charlotte are in London, and that's where the story is now. Where I plan to go with this is that there will be a lot of memories shared between them about how they used to, like back in college, they had talked about how they would make really excellent roommates. And this is all kind of jokingly, and this is all kind of just like, "Oh, remember when," just sort of nice memories between the two of them. And so we'll see. But from here, from this moment in July, when they are in London, they will connect, but not in any way sexually, or not in any way where they will be dating. Just that they have like this connection where it's obviously more than friends, but they don't ever push it past that, at least not yet, as far as you know. But so this is what happens in July, and from there we will go into August, which August will just be a montage, just a series of clips between the two of them doing all these things together, hanging out a lot, and blah blah blah. And then from there we go into September. Or no, do we go into September? I think I skipped September and go straight to October. And October is when Charlotte's sister McKay comes into town to talk about the wedding and things that are happening and get ready for it. And other than that, the story isn't necessarily going as perfect as I'd like it to, but then again, it hasn't all been fleshed out. As I've said before, this is a day-to-day outlining experience. I am figuring things out as the days go by. I'm like, "Oh, okay, where does it need to go? Okay, we need to go from here to here, and then from here to here." And so working this way isn't typically how I usually work, but it's interesting. It's a different challenge. I actually got asked today what my story was about again, and I didn't really know how to answer, because I don't want to sound cheesy and kind of like, "Oh, it's just a romantic comedy," and blah blah blah. But last night I watched Rushmore to kind of get that Wes Anderson taste, since I kind of want to write this in a Wes Anderson style. Take a very almost mundane story, but turn it into something very comical. And watching Rushmore, I was like, I'm so far from that right now. So we'll see how this all turns out in the rewrite. I guess that my first draft of this first 100 pages, is going to be mainly me telling the story. And then after that, we will go back and, I will go back and see how I can change it around so it has that Wes Anderson feel.